Hi there everybody, and welcome to another Maths School video. Today we're going to be looking at bar charts. It's a relatively straightforward topic, but there are a set of rules which you need to be looking out for in an exam and making sure you tick all the boxes, and of course making sure you are picking up all the marks that are being available in the GCSE exam, and not just missing them. Alright, so let's cover this off. Right, so first things first, a bar chart is a graph where the height of the bar charts will represent the frequency. Alright, you'll have seen many of these before, but of course if you have to draw one, then it's really important you understand the criteria that the exam boards are looking for, so that's what we're going to just walk through. So a bar chart must have, alright, so these are key elements. They must be the same width, alright, that is really, really important. If you do a bar chart with lots of different widths, then you're throwing away a mark, alright, it's a given, they've got to have the same width, alright. Second bit is they've got to have equal gaps between them. It's a bit like the one above, in that if you've got bar charts with the same width and equal gaps, then that tells the kind of the end user, the person looking at it, that the criteria are all kind of equally represented. All right, so they're kind of important. So bar charts the same size and the gaps in between them are the same. Another point to this point of being where they said the gaps are there is that if you don't put the gaps in there, then you're trying to represent a different type of data. Now, gaps are there to show that it is a type of discrete data. Now, if you're not sure what I mean by discrete data, then please look at one of my other videos regarding the types of data. However, just a quick summary, discrete kind of fits into a category. So, for example, blue, white, green, red. All right, it's either one of those colours or it's not. So another might be, for example, type of car. So Volkswagen, BMW, Audi, it fits a specific criteria. There is no kind of overlap. And because they fit into a specific category, we class that as discrete data, so therefore you would need equal gaps. All right, where there is no gap required, that would be something classed as continuous data, but that's again covered in another one of our videos, so please have a look at one of those. Okay, so back to our bar chart. So we need a fully labelled axis, both horizontal and vertically. All right, the vertical one, obviously called that the y-axis, horizontal one called the x-axis. So the frequency, again, we're talking about the height of the bar chart representing the frequency, so that tends to be done on the y-axis, pretty much always. Right, so let's look at an example and let's kind of tick our boxes for the criteria. So we've got a table which shows data of 30 people's favourite colours, and it's asked us to draw a bar chart to represent that data. All right, so quick looking at this, we've got colour, blue, green, red and pink, and then frequency, which is the number of people who like the colour, 8, 2, 7 and 12. Alright, so we need a bar chart. So let's get a bit of graph paper and let's do it. So let's follow our criteria looking over here. So these top two, not just yet, but we need a full labelled axis and a frequency on the y-axis. Well, if the frequency is on the y-axis, then along the x-axis we're going to need colour, aren't we? So let's put the colours on the bottom. And making sure we label it, and as daft as that sound, amazing how people don't put what the graph represents, so that's really important to put colour there as well. And then on the y-axis, as we've said, as part of our criteria here, we need to put the frequency on there. And again, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and again, same as before, it's absolutely critical that we put down that represents even the frequency, even though that we know it does. The observer, the person looking at your piece of paper, doesn't. Alright, so they have to kind of go. And then at this point, we now look at the numbers we've got here and we put them into the graph. So we've got a blue, which goes up to a height of 8, which is this one. And then, of course, we've got green, which has got a height of 2, which goes there to that one. This is the more tricky one. We've got it to 7. So because we don't have 7 on the graph, it must be halfway between these two. That goes to there. And then, of course, we've got pink, which takes us all the way up to there. And that's what it's done. Alright, so bar chart. So let's just kind of tick in our boxes. Are the bars the same width? Yes. Are there equal gaps between them? Yes. Are we completely fully labelled? Tick, tick, tick. The only thing potentially missing, if we had a bit more information, we'd probably put a title to it. Alright, so maybe you put a title to say that these are people's favourite colours. Alright, based on the 30 people we assessed. Alright, and that's it. The flip side to all this, of course, is that you might not be asked to draw one. You might be asked to interpret one. Alright, so let's look at that one while we're on the same topic. So when interpreting bar charts, remember that the height of the bar is the frequency. We've just mentioned that, we've just done it. And here is our example of one that's been drawn. So these are bar charts show data on people's favourite fruit. All right, mine's not on there for oranges, but anyway, I guess I wasn't asked. So which fruit was least popular? Well, the one that's least popular, I hope you would easily kind of figure that out, is the one that has the lowest bar, which of course is apple, which is down here. I'm looking at that number there because it says 4, 6, 8 by the looks of it. That's probably around about 5. It doesn't ask me that though, does it? No, it just wants the least popular, so that's quite an easy answer to that one. So it's going to be apple. So how many people like pears? Pears. So now I do need to look at it. All right, so here it goes straight up to 16, so that's quite an easy answer, just 16. And then third question. So how many people preferred mangoes to bananas? All right, so this is a little more complicated in its question and how it's going to put across, because it doesn't say specifically how many people like mangoes, it doesn't say how many people like bananas, it's how many people preferred mangoes to bananas, so it's comparing the two. So I need to compare the two values and find the difference between them. So let's look at mangoes first. So this is mango here, and this goes all the way up to 22. All right, so that's the first number I need, 22. The next one, we've got frequency, which goes up to 16 there, but it's slightly above there. Well, it doesn't go to that one, which is 18, so I'm guessing that one looks like halfway up, needs to go to 17. So it'll be 17 people like mangoes. So how many people preferred mangoes to bananas? Now, what I'm looking really for, based on that kind of question, is the 5 more people prefer mangoes. All right, so I'm looking at the comparison. So be really, really careful with the question and what it's asking. All right, because it's quite easy to say 22 and 17, but we're looking at how many people with mangoes to bananas. We're comparing the two. So this statement here, 5 more people prefer mangoes, is really kind of valid. I hope that makes sense. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. I hope that kind of explains it an awful lot more. But of course, feel free to kind of come back to the video. By all means, go to our website. There's lots of questions based on this in there. It's absolutely free to enter, which you know by now. Free to access. And if you've got any kind of concerns or anything you're not sure about, then get in touch and feel free to share or like this in the bit below. That's normal. Cheers.